Hey guys, what's going on? We're going to be doing some reaction to all the comments that I got on this recent video I did, the ICT video that I responded to or reacted to from iMan Trading. I will leave the link to his original video as well as my reaction video in the description down below if you have not already seen this. I'm going to be reacting to some of the things here that I saw, so let's go ahead and jump right into it. So I had this one was kind of crazy. I put this on my story. I don't think that this is the average ICT trader. I'm not here to blast the man or to his followers, but I gotta say, man, some of the followers out there are a little bit cuckoo. I mean, this is crazy. You people, y'all are all delusional. Stop hating. The best ever. No man is like him. God gave him the sauce. ICT is the best there ever is alive. Keep hating. Coming for every clown. I just said great points, really well said. Because I don't even know what you say back to that. Like, okay, great. Like, you do you, man. And I'm going to go ahead and say in this video, like, I am not an ICT hater. So people accuse me of being a hater of this. I just think that it's really important that we discuss something. When somebody in the trading influence world comes out and tells everybody, I'm going to win it, like make videos to like call me out basically if I don't, like hold me accountable, like he's asking for that. When he doesn't do it and then turns around and claims it's a joke, there's a little bit of a, okay, you asked for some accountability in the trading world. Here it is, right? Your followers were hoping that you would do this. And I've seen many comments on this video, etc., of people saying, yeah, I had hoped that he would do what he, said he was going to do, that he's going to, and then I've also seen a mix of comments, people saying, maybe the dude is just a little bit, high strung with all the pressure of social media. Maybe his concepts they work just fine, but he himself is just kind of off the rails and can't actually, execute his ideas. I've seen those comments. At the end of the day, I do think it is important that who you choose to follow, they better be able to, show you their live logins, show you that they actually trade, prove that they've done it over the long term. And I believe that that is a very important thing, so that you as an audience member who, you're investing a lot of time, even if you don't pay someone to stuff, you're still paying them an ad revenue, you're paying them with your time spent watching their videos. It's important that they prove that they actually do what they say they do. Otherwise, you could be completely wasting your time. So anyways, let's keep going. So ICT didn't program. This was another thing I asked in my last video. I said, does anybody know if ICT actually claims to have written the algorithm? And I actually got really mixed responses. Some people said, no, ICT never claimed that. He wouldn't say that. But then I had somebody actually send me a link to one of his tweets where he's talking about how the quote was like, I am Enigma. Enigma is like the algorithm, like I created it. Like, so I don't know. There's all this stuff out there about whether or not he did. Then there's also this story that apparently he got told the secrets of the markets from these two individuals, Tobias and Parson, which is a notable story. I saw that on Vinny E. Mini's channel. He pulled up this, record of the Inner Circle trader discussing this concept about how he was supposedly kidnapped by these two people who then put him in a van and told him at a mall food court the secrets of the trading world. I'm not making this up. I literally have been sent some of this stuff from people all over Twitter, like tweets and videos of him talking about this, which fascinating. That's all I got to say on that. I've been trading for 7 years now, and I only become consistently profitable after I learned and listened religiously to ICT concepts. He's a mentor to mentors. I kept saying this, so I had a lot of comments. Some people who have said that, hey, I've actually reached profitability with this stuff. And honestly, I'm not hating. Like, hey, if you found profitability, that's great. Here's where I will push back. So if you say, I'm profitable after learning ICT, that's great. But I don't think that makes those concepts any more superior than anything else in the trading world. Like, I think you could find profitability with standard technical analysis out of a book that you pull off the shelf at the library. Like, I really don't think that it's, if there was some massive number of people who were becoming profitable and it was clearly, he was able to show I'm winning the Robins and he could live log in and show, it'd be different. But he hasn't been able to produce any sort of long-term brokerage live login result to show his skills. He hasn't been able to win the Robins despite claiming that he would do it for many years. I'm not hating. I'm just saying the credibility there, you can't just claim credibility. You have to actually prove it if you're going to claim to be the best trader on planet Earth. So again, we'll keep moving on. Again, I'm not hating. I'm literally just saying the accountability of, like, if you claim to be the best, you can't claim to be the best and on the one hand, and on the other hand, not ever prove anything. So if you don't claim to be the best, if you don't claim to be the creator of the markets, algorithms, whatever, then you're off the hook. But if you claim to be the best, you can't just claim it and never prove it. But unfortunately, there are many people who can be easily fooled in the trading world. And again, I am not saying that no one who trades those concepts is unprofitable. I wouldn't say that. I think you can find profitability in many ways in the markets with enough time, practice, experience, and adjustment. Any strategy, I think, actually can work just fine in the markets. Having studied ICT for years and known his methods are the best I'll ever outperform. Problem is his stuff is extremely hard to learn, so glib and people with low IQs could criticize his work to explain away their inability to understand his teaching. I mean, hey, you know what? This is valid. I'm not saying that people, like, maybe there is some method to the madness, if you will, and people who actually invest enough time learning this stuff can become profitable. But again, from my perspective, as a profitable trader who has proven it, I've live logged in my account, no nonsense. I'm not here to claim that I'm the greatest trader on earth. I've gone over this many times, but I have proven that I am a profitable trader by showing you guys like 4 years on a live US regulated brokerage. You can find it on my channel. It's on the homepage. I say that not to brag, but to say, you know, from my perspective as an onlooker, I can recognize real traders real well because I am one. And I'm not bragging. I'm telling you that at the end of the day, if all these people are claiming how great this concept is, I'm not seeing tons of traders prove that they're, you know, having that massive success and that there's something here. Maybe at the end of the line, if you study for countless hours, maybe there is. But I wouldn't take that risk. I wouldn't gamble all your time on something if the creator of these concepts, has not actually proven their profitability. It's not me hating. I'm just saying from your perspective, I don't know if I would invest all that time when the creator can't do what he promises to do or can't show what he promises to be. Again, I'm not trying to hate. I'm actually trying, the importance of this video is that, and this concept, this conversation is that there's a lot of people who are investing all of their free time and losing tons of money in the markets. And there's no even like proven path to success with this stuff. Again, if you follow somebody and learn something, and they show you like, hey, a successful entrepreneur teaching you how to be a successful entrepreneur, you're like, okay, I see the vision. You clearly have done it. You know what you're doing. But there's not that for this line of trading. Again, just pointing out a fact here. That's not even a question. The fact is there's no proven long-term results from this stuff from the creator, supposedly. So how do you even know if it works, right? I'm just trying to do some very simple, logical, critical thinking here. Somebody said, if you think making 10% a year is enough, just invest in the S&P 500. I don't know where they got this. For me, 10% a year is pretty low. I do think that if you can get up into my personal target is like 15 to 20. If you're more risk, tolerant, you might go for like 20, 30, maybe 40% in a year. But those are sort of numbers that the best traders on the planet are putting up. Jim Simmons, I think that's his name, one of the legendary traders of Wall Street who managed a really professional firm, all mathematicians, hired scientists, hired everything to beat the market. I think his average yearly return came out to like 60-something%, which is fantastic. But that's a mathematical genius who dominated Wall Street for decades. And that's his numbers. So, again, the average guy on the street is not going to be able to easily reproduce the same numbers that such a professional, grade trader is able to do. So, again, we go back to this. You can't make claims without looking at examples. So like if you're claiming like, 15% per month is easy, well then, okay, show us the trader that you are learning from who has done it for many years. Again, I'm not hating. I'm just saying be very logically blunt. Where's the example that you're coming up with this idea? And if you don't have one, you don't have one, right? I trade his concepts and make millions. Awesome. Somebody said I'm looking buff. I appreciate that. I have been hitting the gym. I've been trying to be better, but we can all get a little bit better, right? If you think ICT cannot trade, you are really lost cause. ICT is a GOAT. Again, this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying he can or can't trade. I'm just saying real traders can prove it. Plain and simple. That's it. They can log in. They can show you their account. I'm not saying he can't trade, but he certainly hasn't proved it either, despite claiming to his social media following repeatedly that he will prove it. Specifically, this recent, last couple years, he said multiple years in a row that he's going to join and win the Robins Cup. And then when he doesn't, he basically will come out then later and say, I was just kidding. And at the same time say, like, get in it next year. I made a point in my main video there that some people will then turn and say, well, Nick, why don't you get into Robins Cup? And I've also said, I don't actually think trading competitions are a real trading environment, because trading is not about competing with other traders. Like, real trading is not about anybody else except you versus yourself, you versus, your own psychology, your own, difficulties in the market. It's not a competition with other traders. Like, good trading has nothing to do with anybody else except for yourself, because everybody has different goals. I'm a lower risk trader. Like, I don't want to have massive drawdowns in my account. And so I also don't go for massive returns in the market. I don't claim to be a trading god. Like, I just claim to go for slow and steady results. I'm a preacher of that. And I think that on my channel, we've helped a lot of people get towards that mindset and start generating slow and steady income in the markets, rather than trying to chase this dream of becoming like super massively wealthy quickly by, magical trading formulas. So again, I'm not part of that gang. I'm definitely more in the slow and steady. I'm probably not going to win the Robins Cup even if I get in. I'm not I'm not an insane trader that can average 75% per year, and I don't ever claim that. And I don't think you even have to make that to make trading very worthwhile. You can still get very wealthy on 15, 25% per year, which has been somewhere in that range, has been my average yearly return for the last few years. So anyways, let's keep going. I've never heard so much swearing on this channel. So I want to make this clear too, because the video originally that I was reacting to, it's poking fun a little bit. And I really am not a big fan of picking on the man like Michael ICT. Like, I have no interest in bashing someone. I really have no interest in even telling people that the system, the strategy doesn't work. Like, I'm not here for that. My only thing is accountability for who you choose to spend your time, energy, money watching and learning from. That is all I'm saying. And also, I do genuinely mean this. I'm not saying this as a stab. He's a brilliant marketer. Oh my gosh, in the trading industry, there's never been a better marketer that I know of. Like, ICT has such a incredibly devout following, and that's really commendable. And I don't mean that as like a jab at him. I actually wish my marketing was on that same tier. Anyways, trading influence in trading space is impressive. Got personal issues with ICT. I genuinely, like, I mean this, I have nothing against ICT. Like, I'm here for the audience. It's not about ICT or anybody else or any of the drama. I'm here for the audience. I'm telling you, do not waste your time learning from people who don't show you that they actually, again, you want to be a professional trader? Watch people who have proven that they are professional traders. You can't spend all your time watching and learning from people who have not done it. Like, this is the mental block that does baffle me. Like, this is where it drives a lot of us crazy who are watching this from the sidelines. Where is the mental block for people who have invested so much time? It's almost denial. Like, you don't want to be like, oh my gosh, I might have wasted all this time. Like, you don't want to face that. It's like when you're dating the wrong person and everyone around you sees it, right? Everybody else sees it. It's so obvious to them, but to you, you're blindfolded because you're in love. Like, it's really, but people won't see that until they're out of it. It is a bit cultish. And I'm not saying, that's the intention, but he has such a devout following that you do have to ask yourselves, like, okay, there's no proven path to success here. He's not showing you profitability. So at some point you do have to be careful. So people, this person pointing out, you sell software that's freely available on the internet. You don't live stream every day predicting price to the tick. I live stream Monday through Friday. So that is definitely not true. And you didn't author any concepts that work. I don't really think you need to, I don't need to reinvent the wheel. I just need to trade something slow and steady on the markets. Like I don't need to come up with concepts or anything. Like simple price action that goes back hundreds of years is like legitimately all I need for the technical side of my trading. They did mention that I sell software, which is very true. A lot of my income does come from selling tools. I'm a software engineer by trade. That was what I did before trading. And when I went to trading, I used and have built indicators and softwares and things over the years. And my company has filled a gap in fundamental analysis. We've built a tool that helps traders better understand macroeconomic data points, which are very impactful to the financial markets. Jobs data, CPI, the COT report each week, those things all in the form of the Edge Finder, which is our primary product. So I don't claim to only make money from trading. I never will. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I make money from other things. And in a second, I'll show you how much I made from this video. But they said, so what do you got? A track record? This is what I had to say, a track record. I had to fire it back because this person came in so heavy at me, like, what do you got? YouTube income? Yes, but YouTube income just barely breaks even with my YouTube video editor. So I'll talk about that in a second. But I said track record just to really be a little difficult there. As long as I make money from his concepts, all good. Hey, do you? Glad you found what works for you. Some YouTuber attacks him for publicity like you. I'm not here attacking. Again, I'm holding people accountable that literally wanted people to make videos about this. Like in fact, many people have told me, Nick, you're actually promoting him by doing these videos, which is true, but I'm also getting views and ad revenue out of it, if I'm being completely honest. I love the way ICT is playing everyone. I personally trade ICT concepts, and what I can tell you is his concepts are superior to anything else I came across. That's awesome. Glad you found something that works for you. And then people, get into fights, but he lost at Robbins Cup, and this is maybe where I'm at with it. This is probably where I'm at. A good coach doesn't mean he's actually, okay, I'm confused by this sentence. A good coach doesn't mean the coach was once a good player. So even if he's not profitable, it's on him. Never mind. I was going to basically say I thought this comment was going to go in the direction of, he's maybe a better coach than he is a player, which may very well be true. Like maybe mentally, psychologically, like emotionally, he's mentioned having some mental difficulties himself. And I'm not picking on that whatsoever, but it is possible that maybe he's just better at teaching it than actually trading it himself. I interviewed 3 traders who won the Robbins Cup, and all have one thing in common. They are humble, and that's a common trait with successful traders. You have to be humble to be a successful trader, or the market will humble you down. I absolutely agree with this wholeheartedly. I think that's so important. Anyways, reason why you don't do the Robbins Cup is because you're afraid that we as your followers would see that you're not as good at trading as you claim. That's the only logical explanation. I did actually make specific responses to that in my video, to those exact things, because I knew people were going to say that. Nick, get in the Robbins yourself. But again, I don't really believe in trading competitions. I think they become YOLO competitions. People just like full port their account and try and win it. I don't think that's real trading. I also don't think trading is about competing with others whatsoever. And to this point, to this person's claim, like, yeah, I probably wouldn't win it. Like, I don't even care to. Like, I care to just make slow and steady income for myself and my family. And I think that's like 99% of us in the audience as well. Like, it's not like, who cares? Like, it's not a competition. It's literally you versus you. Anyways, I've also proven profitability. Like I've said that over and over. I don't say that to like brag or claim that I'm the greatest, but you can't just like accuse me of being bad when I've legitimately shown you that I do what I say I do. Anyways, I thought this was interesting. Even an idiot does not lose 90% of their account in one session. So in the video, if you watched it, supposedly ICT claims that he actually tanked his Robbins account by 90% completely on purpose, which I think is, if I'm being completely honest, kind of BS. I think that's kind of a little too convenient. Like something tells me he full ported the account, it didn't go well, and then he came out and said, guys, I did that on purpose. You believe that? Like I feel like, but people who are like devout followers, they're never going to take it for what it looks like logically. They're going to just take what he says. So anyways, even an idiot does not lose 90% of the account in one session. I believe him when he says it's intentional. But this is the confusing part. Whether he will win, it remains to be seen. I don't believe him when he says he made the code. So this person did acknowledge that ICT apparently has claimed that he made the code or decoded the algorithm behind the markets. But then he says that's him lying again to get attention. So this is somebody who's clearly a very, very devout follower of ICT, acknowledging that there are moments where he has purposefully lied, perhaps for the purpose of like gaining attention, gaining an audience. So if that's true, I said, I think you've got to ignore a lot of clear signals here to believe this was intentional and all a joke, like tanking his account. If someone consistently lies by your own comment, because this person said that's him lying again, like spotting him lying themselves, but then my question is, if you know that there are lies coming, how can you also know when they're being trustworthy? Like you can't just like have your cake and eat it too here. So I don't know, there's some logical trickiness here. Watch ICT come back and have everybody looking crazy. So if he comes back and wins the Robins by the end of the year, I will be so impressed and I will make a full-blown apology video. I will like take back everything I said. I will give the man his credit. I will, own up to everything that I've said here. But again, you can't make all these claims, then say, haha, guys, I was just kidding. And people who are, just helpless, but to believe everything he says, they're just never going to get out of the feedback loop of, that's just such a convenient thing to say. Oh yeah, no, I was just messing around. I was never going to do the Robins Cup. Like you literally tagged so many people, get in the Robins, I'm going to do this. I'm going to win it. To turn around and say, guys, I was just kidding is far too convenient after, clearly by his own description of what he did in the Robins, taking a ton of orders. That sounds like he was full porting the account, which is the only way you're going to get the claims that he said he was going to do, like 11,000+% in a year with just a few months to go. You legitimately only could do that by completely full porting the account. And what I mean by full porting is just like YOLO all in long or short on the NASDAQ or something like that, which is, possibly what happened. And when it didn't work out, oop, guys, I was just kidding. See, I never was going to do it. Like you bought that. You like, come on. Like at some point, it's like we're looking at the color red and you're seeing blue and the rest of us are seeing red. Like it's not making sense. Trader Nick is jealous. Man, I am. I wish I had half the audience that ICT has. The dude has a brilliant ability to completely build up, a massive following. Is everything from ICT available for free on YouTube? Yes, it is. However, take this with a grain of salt. Nothing is free in the universe. Twitter offers Twitter advertisement or ad revenue. YouTube also has ad revenue on it. Every time I make a video, I get paid some amount of money, etc. So there's nothing free, right? Even if you watch his videos, which I can tell you in the trading community, at least for me, I think I get about, for every 1,000 views, I think I make like $7, somewhere around that. Now I pay a video editor, so I really don't make much money at all from YouTube. In fact, YouTube ad revenue itself, I think like barely, it might be less than what I pay my video editor on the year-over-year basis. So, being transparent in my channel, I don't make a lot of money from ad revenue, but I also don't get nearly the views that ICT does. So he probably makes pretty dang good money just from ad revenue alone. So to be honest, every strategy works, but it's up to the trader to adapt that strategy so that it works for them. I've taken some ICT concepts and made it work for me, but to be honest, ICT concepts are just renamed price action concepts. I would generally agree with this comment. Like if you like, I would say that in my opinion, this is probably true. Like ICT concepts are probably just renamed price action things. However, I'm not bashing because I actually think like maybe the way that they are redefined and redescribed by ICT is actually helping people a lot. So I'm not here to say like, oh, you can't make money with them. Like I'm saying like maybe people like the renamed versions. Maybe it makes more, maybe it flows a little bit better for certain people to trade a certain way and to name things differently, even if it's the exact same thing, So anyways, continuing on. People are fighting a lot on this. Somebody said, I'm already made this video. Don't copy. This is quite literally a reaction video. I put it in the title and in the opening sequence. So That was something. Don't corrupt your mind with ICT. If ICT wins, it will be luck. Again, I don't think you get, if you make 11,000% by the end of the year, that's just insane. So we'll see. I don't know. Nick, you're a G, but you know in your heart his concepts work. He's just showing us his edge. Forget all of his shenanigans. He's a great dude. Use some discernment. Honestly, I do find watching and listening to his videos, like, they're pretty dang like soothing, like relaxing. Some people don't like his voice. I actually think he's got a very, very smooth way of describing things. I mean, he must be doing something right to get the kind of, you know, views and audience that he's gotten. Let's see, what else can we get into? Somebody said, I'll unsubscribe now. You know, ICT is no Telegram. It's all live. You are broke. Wish you the best. Like, I'm not here to, if you don't want to follow, then all good. See you later. Have a great one. ICT did claim he learned from the guy that programmed the algorithm that runs the entire Forex market. This supposed guy taught him all about order blocks and liquidity. This is why he's never lost a single trade, and any losses are his teaching moments to you. I just responded, genius. There are more comments, but this video is 26 minutes long. I gotta move on with my day. You know, I do think this is actually a very important topic. Please understand, if you made it to the end of this video, some people are not going to, you know, they hate this stuff. They get really angry at this stuff, and I understand, but please understand why I'm doing this video. I'm doing this video because it's very important that people who are on the fence about, hey, should I invest more time watching this? I really think you should take a second consideration, take a moment to look at the, you know, if you're going to learn how to be a business owner, learn from people who are actually successful, proven business owners who have a track record. Track records are everything in the trading world. People who do not have them, in my opinion, do not deserve your time. I'm not saying ICT is a bad trader. Maybe he's great, but I would just hope that for, you know, the sake of his audience, at some point that he proves that he does what he says he does, and can produce these types of returns that he claims and win the Robbins Cup like he claims he would, and all these things. Like, I think that you have to just, the logical fallacy of looking past those things is incredibly dangerous, and I'm trying to shed some light on it. Anyways, guys, that's all I got. Actually, last thing I will say, this is how much I made on the video. I mentioned that I would do this. I gained $155 off of this video, but please understand, I had my video editor do this. He spent all day editing the video, and I lost money overall because the video editor, his salary is more than $155 per day. So anyways, with that said, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day.